All right, looks like we're live now. I'm going to share this into the other live. This is kind of oh, I've never had that happen before, but pretty crazy, pretty crazy. That's gonna mess up some things, but we'll get this figured out real quick. So, hang on a second while I do this and let everybody know to come over here. Mm, that's not good. No views. Yeah, because it didn't go on. This is wild. All right. So, right off the bat, they're they silenced the video a little bit, right? Wild. So we're just gonna go in straight live this time because obviously with the title, they don't want us to really know they don't really want us to put this stuff out there. So right off the rip, we can see that things are a little crazy here. And I apologize for we're gonna have to switch all the stuff around. I mean, I shared out the other live, so people are gonna have to come in and switch to this live now, which is really wild. I don't really know what's happening, but no worries. So that was weird right off the bat, right? Right off the rip. I'm going to actually delete the other live so people don't go to it really quickly because this is where we need to be. And it's crazy how now I'm a little off, but no worries. So we're here now, right? And tonight we're going to be talking about the secret covenant of the elites. And of course, we're going to be toting some lines tonight, right? We're going to be right on the cusp of, you know, what what we know. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to read this out loud. It's going to be a group discussion. This is I was waiting for the right time to do this. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a precedent being set right now with everything going on. And I know I've been gone for 12 days. I've been in intense meditations because the world has gone awry, right? The world has gone a little crazy and it is affecting me a little bit. Being energetically tied to this planet, we all feel a little bit different with what's going on. And we're not going to fall for the same tricks as they tried to pull before. But when I read this to everybody tonight, right? And I apologize for technical difficulties, even though it's not my fault. What they did is they saw what I was going to do and they didn't want it to stand right off the bat. So you can tell that this is dangerous information that we're going to be given tonight. When I read this to everybody, it is going to resonate on such a level that it's going to be hard to turn away from it. And that's the point. Right? No more sitting in the bleachers. No more toting that line. Omar, good to see you, brother. No more toting the lines anymore. We're going all in, right? And we're going all in for a reason. And again, I apologize. For some reason, they wouldn't let the last live start. It said I was live. I wasn't. All well and good. We're on to new things. There's no intro to this one. This is a straight live. So we're going to do Q&A at the end as well. We're going to do Q&A during it, but I'm going to read something to everybody. And when I read this information, there is a purpose for me reading this information. So grab your coffee, take a sip, and just know nothing will stop us, right? Nothing will stop us. Sugar Bee, thank you for the membership for 11 months. You are a dear friend to the channel. We love you. We hope all is well with you. Let's dive in. I'm actually going to share my screen so you can see what I have written because it's written on purpose this way so everybody can see it. Let me just make sure that you guys can all see it. Let's make it the full screen so you can follow along with me as we read. I have a Word tab open. Let's have some fun. When we get to the end of this video, You're going to understand why I have the writing up on the picture here for you to read it. It is important to read this information. And now I can't see anything. That's okay. Let's move you. There we go. All right. So the secret covenant. And it starts. An illusion it will be, so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. Haven't we all experienced that, right? We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be to accomplish one drop at a time so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the change or the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. Now, right there is a big okay, right? Got it. So we know that these people reside within covenants, within groups, and they do this to put their secrecy above all else. There is multiple fronts in which they are going to propagate their levers of power, right? And we know that for a fact. We're seeing it play out in the world right now. And like I said, this information, while it may be simple, it is the rules in which they kind of live by and the edicts in which they carry themselves throughout everyday life. And again, tonight is a gamble, but I hedge all bets on humanity. So let's roll that dice, right? Let's roll that dice, regardless of what the outcomes may be. When I get to the end of this, you're going to understand why I put it up for you to read along with me, but also to hear it. When you hear it, I mean truly hear it and visualize what this means when they say this. It's important. Let's keep going. So, we will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerants, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poison everywhere they turn. Promise, and the soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and their mouths. There is a typo there. Let me fix that real quick, just so it looks good. There we go. From all this, their children will be born dead. We will conceal this information. The poison will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poison, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good, with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. They will see our products being used in film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. We will start early on when their minds are young, and we will target their children with what children love most: sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their minds and steal their futures. Now, if we look at the last few years, we see that this is happening at an astounding rate, right? The things that they've propagated to say that they're going to help us have not. They've hurt us. This is the big pharma initiative. The oath that they are supposed to uphold no longer has any value or any meaning to them because their rulers or their ones who tell them what to do are telling them to do the opposite. But while propagating, it's good. This is what we're seeing play out day in and day out. The multi pronged front that we've talked about so many times is right in front of us. So let's take a breath and we'll keep going. Okay. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese when they come to us for help. We will give them more poison. We will focus their attention toward money and material goods so they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication and external pleasure and games so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Even they knew that oneness and the connectivity of everything is all of it. And they're steering us away from it. As you can see, this is part of one of the reasons why we're talking about this too, is because this is what they're doing. They're essentially stopping us from understanding. This is what this show is all about. Our show here is to reconnect with oneness and the understanding and the understanding of who, what, and how we perceive this reality and how we interact on an energetic level with this reality. Now, if you're like me reading this, the visualizations that are coming on while reading this are strong, and we see it, and we see it, and we see it, and we see it time and time again as we're reading through it. It's crazy how they've played these hands over and over. And Sugar Bee just put our Twitter handle up in the chat. Follow us on Twitter. We're going to be doing more spaces over there as well. Well, I met a tremendous group of people today, and we had an amazing conversation about the Anunnaki that moved to experiences and so on and so forth. We had a really, really great conversation. It was amazing, and we're going to do more of them. So they are attacking the collective consciousness, and they know it because of their subtle ways to move the buck down the road. And if one avenue doesn't work, they have 17 more to hit you with. So let's keep going. Again, we're going to talk about all this at the end of it and why this is so important. So let's keep going. And I know it's taking me a minute that once it comes up, I have to switch over. So give me a second to get it here, right? I have to find my place again. But we're reading along while we're doing this. Now, it's important to do so. And when we get to the end, you'll see it, right? Their minds will belong to us. They will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both. Controlled opposition, right? We will always hide our objective, but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure, always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think they are guiding themselves. We will foment animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits us best. We see that all over the place, right? We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflict we emerge as their rulers. They will be busy killing each other. They will be busy killing each other and bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their death. We shall repeat this over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbor. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. This they must never know. They must never know that color is an illusion. That must always they must always think that they are not equal. Drop by drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take their land and resources and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom they have. We will establish a money system that will imprison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When they shall band together, we shall accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, for we shall own the media. We will use our media to control the flow of information and their sentiment in our favor. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons, which is really a little different if you're in America, but most of the world has been taken apart weapon wise, right? So, as we're going through this in the chat, I want you to tell me if you're visualizing certain instances over the last 10 years that you see in your mind's eye of where this is happening, where they're using this sort of style or tactic to essentially have people capitulate to their will. And again, I have it up on the screen, even though it's just a Word document or, Microsoft Word document, but it's important to do so. And we're going to understand again why when we get to the end. So you have to wait until the end of this presentation a little bit to see why this is so important. But trust me, it is, right? It so is. And this is enraging. I know. And we're not trying to foment anger either. This is, again, an informational journey, a journey of knowledge. And what we're doing is we're exposing their game plan. Why? Because now it's like in the Art of War, the book, Know Thy Enemy. Well, now the cards are all on the table with this. And we've seen it over and over and over. It's time is played out. And again, this is probably information that they don't want you to know. Just like we tried to start the last episode, and I had to just go randomly live with just a title because they saw the title a day in advance and didn't want the episode up. So I hit live on my end, and the other side was like, we ain't doing that. Okay, don't worry. We'll just throw the title up and keep going, right? Because we can't be stopped. We are the resistance to this. We are the stopgap between us and the sleepers, right? Or the normies who are not yet seeing this play out. Let's keep going. We will recruit some of them to we will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans. We will promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not us. The recruits will be called initiates and will be indoctrinated to believe false rites of passage to higher realms. Members of these groups will think that they are one with us, never knowing the truth. They must never they must never learn this truth, for they will turn against us. You see, they realize the power of the people and the power of the community, right? For their work, they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Again, that's their mission, right? To be immortal. Never will they receive the light and travel to the stars. They will never reach the higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close they will not be able to focus. They will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Oh, yes. So grand the illusion of freedom will be that they will never know they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we will have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They they will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. They're not dramatic pauses. I'm giving everybody a chance to just soak in the info, right? Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from the time of immemorial. But if they ever find out they are our equal, we shall perish then. This they must never know. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. They must never ever find out what we have done, for if they do, we shall have no place to run, for it will be easy to see we are who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. This is the secret covenant by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives. For this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood. We are the ones who from heaven to earth came. Fallen angels, maybe? This covenant must never ever be known to exist. It must never ever be written or spoken of, for if it is, the consciousness it will spawn will release the fury of the prime creator upon us, and we shall be cast to the depths from whence we came and remain there until the end of infinity itself. Now, again, this is why I am reading it to you, and now you are looking at the text. So, what does that mean? That means that we've doubled up on them. We've put it into writing. We've spoken the word. So now the prime creator can come down and handle business. And again, they know their time is up. This is the secret covenant of the elites at the top. For they know not what they've done and what they've unleashed or what they've awoken on this planet. Because this is just one community of but hundreds. And what does that mean? That means that they've woken the sleeping giants and that the prime creator already knows what they're doing. And there is no place for them to take shelter. Not New Zealand, not some far off island in the Pacific. That's it. Their time is up. Their rule is up. Now, again, this episode may not go the full hour because I want the impact of these words to be present. I don't want to go into a rant after the fact and dilute what we've done just now. The work that we've just done right now is one of the most important episodes we've ever done. And we've done this together, right? This is us together, putting our collective energies out there, telling them it's time. It's time. It's time. Your era or your eon of darkness is over. The light showers, the light bearers are breathing down your neck. No longer will we stand on the sidelines. No longer will we be cast to the outskirts of community, right? No longer will we be ostracized for what we believe or who we are. No longer will you hold power over us. And I say that with all intention. I say that militantly. I say that communally, if that's the right word. I say that with my whole chest. And this is the secret covenant. So we're going to be back in a day or two with another episode. I've got some wonderful people coming up this next month. In the next 30 days, we're going to have some interesting conversations. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, because everything we've done in sharing this out has not reached anybody because they shut it down and they knew what they were doing. So now it's on our backs to put this information out there. So with all that being said, my name is Rob Yox. I love you all. Together, we are the brightest beacon of light that this galaxy, this universe has ever seen. And I will see you all next time on Full Spectrum Universe.